Top story at this hour, and we begin in Afghanistan, where weeks before the U.S. is set to officially end its two-decade war in Afghanistan, Taliban's lightning offensive has seen the insurgents edge closer to Kabul. Resistance from Afghan government against the Taliban is crumbling, and now fears of an assault on the capital Kabul are running deep. Kabul, the next big target for the Taliban, could be just days away from falling. However, despite the sudden territorial gains by the Taliban across Afghanistan, Pentagon believes Kabul is not facing any imminent threat.
Kabul is not, right now, in an imminent threat environment. But clearly, David, if you just look at what the Taliban's been doing, you can see that they are trying to isolate Kabul. Now, what they want to do if they achieve that isolation, I think only they can speak to. But you can see a certain effort to isolate Kabul. It is not unlike the way they've operated in other places of the country, isolating provincial capitals and sometimes being able to force a surrender without necessarily much bloodshed.
Remember, 2 days back, a U.S. intelligence report has suggested that Kabul might fall in 3 months' time. A U.S. defense official had cited the intelligence, saying Taliban fighters could isolate Afghanistan's capital in 30 days and take it over within 90. But Pentagon's new assessment of how long Kabul could stand is completely in contradiction. Kabul is not under threat, according to America, yet 3,000 U.S. troops are set to arrive in Kabul by Sunday. The mission is to evacuate the Kabul embassy and to airlift thousands of people per day. Some 4,200 people were working as of this week at the sprawling embassy in the Afghan capital. Thousands of other Afghans who served as interpreters or in other support roles for the U.S. are eager to escape amid fear of Taliban retaliation.
I expect that by the end of the weekend, the bulk of the 3,000 that we talked about yesterday will be in place. Probably not all, but the bulk.
Taking cues from United States, Finland will evacuate up to 130 local staff from the Finnish embassy in Kabul. Denmark and Norway have announced temporary closure of their embassies in the country. Norway will move all staff out of Afghanistan due to Afghanistan's worsening security situation, while Germany pledged to reduce staff to a bare minimum. In line with neighbors, Sweden's Foreign Minister Ann Linde tweeted that the country would only scale back its diplomatic presence for now, but that preparations for the evacuation of embassy staff were underway. The United Nations says it is not evacuating UN personnel from Kabul, but it's monitoring Afghan security situation hour by hour. The humanitarian community has verified over 10,350 internally displaced people have arrived in Kabul between July 1st and August 12th. People in Kabul are dreadful of Taliban rule. Residents of Kabul are sharing their concerns about the Taliban's military advancements in Afghanistan. They remembered the time they faced 20 years ago when the group had control of the city and were ruling most of the country. One local is worried a tragedy will repeat if the Taliban comes to Kabul, while another says everyone in Afghanistan is thirsty for peace.
وضعیت در افغانستان فعلا بسیار بحرانی است. در همه ولایت‌ها جنگ است. مردم افغانستان انتظار صلح داشتند، تشنه صلح بودند که در کشور ما صلح اهمیت می‌یابد، اما متاسفانه انتظار از این نداشتند که جنگ‌ها روز به روز افزایش پیدا کنه و جنگ‌ها زیاد شود.
در مجموع تمام افغانستان وضعیت به این رقم است. اگر به این رقم باشه امکان داره که در کابل هم بیاین، در خاک هستن اونها. ما صلح هم می‌خواهیم. هر افغان صلح هم می‌خواهد.
Presenting the News app, available on Google Play and App Store. Download it now.